Well, hello there. Why did I have a blindfold over my eyes? Well, because I'd like to tell you a little about Blindfold Yoga. We have an event coming up at the Kensington Market Studio location on Friday, September 8th from 7 to 8:30. Now, blindfolded yoga, what's that all about? Must be for professionals who don't need to use their eyesight, right? No, not at all. It's for everybody, actually. And I love it, especially for this time of the year, because here we are transitioning from summer that's like less routine, you're doing all sorts of things. And I don't know about you, but by the time autumn comes, I'm ready for it. I'm ready to come back to some routines and some structure. And this is such a beautiful way of reconnecting with yourself. When you're wearing a blindfold, when we're without our sight, we don't have time for the mental chatter. Maybe you've been in a yoga class before, and there might be a certain percentage of your time that you're really focused, and that feels good. But you can never really fully stop what's going on in your head, especially if you're going through stuff. Maybe you traffic, rent, I don't know, roommate situation, whatever it is. And it's there, right? You're holding a stretch and you're just like, woo, it goes over there. It's hard to stay perfectly in the moment. Well, when we have a blindfold on, we're so focused on what we're doing, keeping track of the mat, listening to the instructor, checking in with our own bodies. There's really no time for anything else. And that makes it a really blissful experience. And the fact that the class is actually an hour and a half instead of a full hour is awesome. People always say when I do an hour long, like, oh my gosh, the time just flew by way too fast. So that's why I made it a little bit longer. Now, how tricky is it going to be? I take things a little bit slower. I have a tendency of describing what we're doing instead of just saying the pose name in case you are more of a beginner. And when we're coming up, say we're coming from the ground to a stand, that in itself can feel a little bit nerve-wracking. It's like, oh my gosh, where are things above me? Typically I find keeping your hands kind of on your body, grounding. We don't get into anything too crazy as far as our standing stuff. We'll do some warriors, but we're kind of climbing up our leg and that kind of thing. We do everything slow and conscious, and it's very safe. So if this is something that you're interested in, a lot of people haven't heard of it before. I'd really like to give it to you as a gift to come back to yourself. Here we are, it's September. We're transitioning into a different season. Maybe you've been scattered. Maybe it's been a joyful scatter and you needed a little time for yourself. So come on in, Blindfold Yoga. I will connect the link so you can get a ticket. Maybe bring a friend.